Hey Taurus, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your first half of May, general reading here. So in the meditation, wow, so I saw a card from the Akashic Tarot, which I am using today, but I saw a card that's called Caught in the Ruins. Ruins? Caught in the Ruins. Which is basically like being in a prison of your own making. And then I saw the Taurus collective as a very young child, maybe around age 5 or so, standing on top of that jail cell and kind of triumphantly, so cute, like the little pigtails and everything, kind of marching back and forth on top of this like jail that they had previously been in some way, shape, or form. And kind of marching back and forth on top, you know, kind of like da, 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 like as if like I've broken out, I've broken free, look at me. And then I saw this huge eagle fly in, and then I saw the Taurus collective as this young child, this victorious child or child in victorious pose, jump onto the eagle's back, and then I just saw it like fly there. So eagle is very much about a spirit messenger. It's about having a direct link to spirit. I feel like right now for the first half of May, that is you. You have a direct line to spirit. You have a direct line to your own intuitive knowing. You have an ability right now. It feels like, I could say like the veil is a little bit more thin for you, but that doesn't feel quite it. It feels like your vibration is elevated to the point where you can receive those frequencies a little bit more clearly, if that makes sense. And I feel like it has come out of, also if you think about children, I saw you guys like as this like young child, children also had that direct line to spirit, or the information or the people that's on the other side. So there's that aspect of it as well. But then there's also this aspect of, the eagle coming in, which is a point of Wheel of Fortune, because the eagles also equates to the Wheel of Fortune, which is the wheel turning in your favor, luck happening, taking your shot, taking your chance. But I feel like this is only the reality because you have broken out of, in some way, said prison. I wonder if for some of you, this prison that we're talking about was your thoughts about how things would go or what your life would look like, or where you thought you'd be at a certain point by a certain age, whatever. But it's like there feels like there's a release that's come from that, of a releasing and accepting the way that things are. And then in doing so, it frees you up to have a direct link to the road before you that is born out of something that you wouldn't have necessarily imagined, but something that's so much better that you could have imagined. Interesting. Let's go ahead and see what your cards say. Hey Taurus, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the first half of May. Animal energy for Taurus. Flying high on top of a prison. Oh, ooh, clever, clever. Okay, so we got the black egg, y'all. Let's talk about it. So first of all, this is obviously a circle here. This is a circle, which represents that of spirit, right? Did we not just say that you have a direct line to that of spirit, and then eagle is a messenger of spirit, and this is an egg, and eagles lay eggs? Okay, I'm here for it. Black egg equates to that of the King of Swords also in the Tarot in a certain way, in that the King of Swords sees everything very clearly. Such a keen eyesight, such a keen way of perceiving what he sees in the world and then interpreting it perfectly, right? He never has like a missed cue or a misinterpreted signal. He not only understands what's being said, he understands, more importantly, more often than not, the subtext, which is what's not being said, right? He's the king of subtext. The black egg here as well, like within this particular medicine, this speaks of a truth that is born from you that is as old as your soul. So this is a truth that has been with you since your first inception, since your first incarnation, since your first time you decided to incarnate into a human body, right? This has been with you forever. This is the very old soul-based truth. Why do I feel like you are about to connect to an aspect of your soul purpose that you've been meaning to do for some lifetimes, and you're about to do it? That's really something else. Let's go ahead and get into the Akashic. I'm using the Akashic Tarot today. I'm very obsessed. I hope you enjoy. I've had this deck for a while, but I've really felt called to use it today. Stop! Step and repeat! Oh my god! Woo! 2 came out at one time, and they're both 2s. Let's just, because I can't. I'm so excited about this. Okay, look at this. Look at this. 2 of Keys, the Treasure. Let's talk about this. So this is a man standing in a room. Let me just set the scene for you. This is a man standing in a room with, obviously it has been, you know, there's been a robbery, there's been a thievery. Someone has been up in this room and just absolutely turned everything over in search of something, right? But they didn't find the best part, which is this untouched, can you see that? Can you see that? This untouched treasure chest gleaming with gold, right? But, excuse me, this guy is so focused on all the cleaning up he's going to have to do. Feeling invaded, his privacy was invaded, all of this terrible stuff, right? That he's not noticing that they missed like the most valuable aspect of, you know, what was in the room to take, which is this particular treasure, right? So this is really interesting because think of, this is about your perspective, where you place your focus, but this is also about there being something available to you in treasure form that you have yet to access, see, notice, or embrace. And what are we talking about? An aspect of your soul purpose. This is a talent. This is a calling. This is an ability. This is a path that has been with you from the very, very beginning. That you now have access to what it is and a path ahead to kind of start to investigate that, which is brilliant. And I feel like it's come on the other side of you breaking out of what you thought you would be, what you should be, or where you'd be by now, or something about this idea, this fiction, this egoic need of like, this is what it's going to be, this is what it needs to be, this is what's going to make family happy, community happy, me happy. You broke out of that, and now it's like, you know what I thought was going to do it, I'm just going to be free now, and I'm going to, you know what, spirit, whatever. Like lead me on the path that I'm meant to be on, that's going to lead to happiness. We've stopped manifesting specific things. We've stopped manifesting, you know, more money or, you know, greater love or whatever that is. We've started manifesting feelings and states of beings and left it open to the universe. We're manifesting happiness, feeling happy. We're manifesting feeling content. We're manifesting feeling, you know, like we're within our own purpose, like we're you know, deeply connected to the work that we do. We're manifesting feelings and leaving it up to the universe as to what form that takes, because the universe knows best. That's what it is. That's exactly what this is saying with the treasure. So this is everything that we thought it would be, or whatever have you. This is manifesting in an overly specific way. And this is leaving it up to the universe and going, but there's this treasure. Then we have the Akashic Library, which, y'all, this directly speaks of everything that your soul has been through and every single life that you've lived. I know we're getting a bit deep and esoteric here, but hello, nice to meet you. The Akashic Library, this is a record. It reminds me of The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, which is a really good book if y'all feel like reading it. The Akashic Library, this is all of our records. In the Akashic Library, right, holds the records of all of mankind, all of humanity since the beginning of time, right? So if you were to go and pick up this book over here with your name on it, you would see from the first to the most current life, every life that you lived, the work that you did, the most significant relationships that you had, what lessons you learned, which lessons you wanted to learn but didn't get to, which patterns you repeated, what karmic aspects of yourself, you know, you broke free from and which you kept on going for, whatever that is, all of that is in Akashic record form. And then you have the Akashic Library, which we're just talking about, something that's directly aligned to your soul purpose that you now have access to and are able to pursue. But I feel like it's surprising. I feel like in a way it's not surprising because you know it on your core level. But there is a surprise element to this that is very delicious. The Akashic Library also speaks of writing, books, publishing, promotion, anything that has to do with the written word or actual books as well. So when this comes along, this can speak of library, fairies, or angels, whatever is your zhuzh, where spirit is going to put in your path an important book for you to, I just said the Midnight Library, didn't I? An important book for you to read that is going to help you or be life-changing for you. And I say that like with confidence in some way, shape, or form. There is a book. So be on the lookout. It may be recommended to you by more than one medium. It may be in a bookstore and you're just really drawn to it for some reason. Really be open. Amazon recommends it like 5 days in a row, whatever it is for you. There is a book coming towards you that is going to be instrumental or very inspirational for you in the path moving forward. I feel like for some of you guys, Midnight Library, Matt Haig, I feel like if nothing else, it's going to sort of inspire you as to what choices you make and how there are certain set lessons that we're here to learn. And the specific choices we make aren't necessarily as important in terms of what job we do or who we're with, as much as why we do the work that we do and why we're in particular relationships that we're in. Okay? Okay. Wow. Treasure and Akashic Library. This is like major. Ooh. Oh, okay. I just got shivvies like all over, y'all. All over. Light of the world. Can we just talk and stop and repeat about what this means? Light of the world. The tagline of this key says, "You are not here to hide your light under a bushel." This is the hermit from the Hermit Key knocking on the door. That's you. That's your cat there, right? 9 lives. 9 is the number of the hermit. This is the 10 key. This is the hermit, 9 lives. Cats are all about memory and soul connection as well. Magic, mysterium, and memory. This is hermit. This is the universe knocking on your door going, hey, it's time to come out and step into your light of who you're really here to be. This is what I'm getting. This is very deep, you guys, but this. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go to the deepness. We incarnate into these human bodies, and we have initial objectives when doing so, right? That are all recorded in the Akashic Library, for example. I incarnate into this human body, and I want to learn the lessons of unconditional self-love and success. Okay, let's say those are my 2 primary lessons. And then let's say I get into this human body, and then I'm born into a particular family that's here to teach me a lot of soul growth lessons, because this is the school of life, and we incarnate to learn lessons and grow as souls. So there's going to be difficulties. That's what we're here to do. So we come in, I have these 2 soul lessons, but then I'm born into a family that values money over everything else, for example, that has a poverty mindset, that it doesn't matter if you love your work, you just gotta do what you're gonna do in terms of making the money. So my view of success is much, remember that's a soul lesson, right? That I came in here with. It's very much distorted by, I equate success with how much money I make. Well, that's not what it's supposed to be when I came in here. Success was supposed to be a feeling of, I'm doing work that I love to do that aligns with my soul purpose of unconditional self-love, and the money came as a result of me following my passions. But instead, I listened to my family or those around me or society at large and chose work that I hate that makes me a lot of money. Okay, so then we die, we go over to this Akashic self-library. Oh, and then let's tie in the unconditional self-love that we didn't get either. And we didn't follow that through because we were afraid that if we did follow our own path, our family or society or our partners or whoever wouldn't love us anymore, and we die poor, penniless, and alone, right? So then we die, we cross back over, we go to the Akashic Library, and then all of our team, God, whoever on the other side says, hey, these are your primary soul lessons. How do you think you did? And you go, well, I didn't really get it this time around. I succumbed to fear and what other people wanted, that prison that we saw in the initial meditation, right? And I really, I thought I was doing the right things, but I don't feel like I accomplished these soul lessons. So they go, okay, guess what? You can do a do-over. You're going to retake that course. So when you incarnate again, we're going to give you the same soul lessons, put you in different circumstances and see how it goes. That is how the Akashic Library works, right? Then we have the light of the world. It's saying, hey, do you want to really get around to that this lifetime? Because you're being called to something that you've yet to really fully step into, but this has been your purpose since time 1. Do you want to keep repeating this course, or do you want to kind of come to the foray, take a risk, allow yourself to be surprised, surrender control, and manifest feelings as opposed to specifics, manifest success and feeling happy as opposed to monetary gain or being a lawyer, for example, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just as an example, right? And in doing so, align yourself to the path that is directly aligned with your soul purpose, and then you can mark that off on this lifetime lesson. Now, I know that is a lot, y'all, right? But have we met? This, you know what I mean? Have we met? This is not necessarily like the readings of yeah, in this month, you're gonna, like meet this, person, and then you're gonna like go jogging in the park, and like then they're gonna, leave, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, but it's gonna be okay because they're gonna come back. Like, I'm just saying, like, I understand that this is some soul depth work that, should you choose to accept it, this is what it is, because we're talking about your soul progression, y'all. Did you just think we were gonna be talking about the first half of May? But this is what's on tap. In terms of your soul progression, right? This is what's going to be coming to light. Anyway, this is the universe saying, hey, this is not the time to hide your light under a bushel. Take a risk, jump out the window if you need to. You could use the door, but either way, there's an aspect of you that is reluctant or hiding or yet to really take up this challenge. You're being invited to do so now. Okay? I also feel this is directly related to some sort of book or reading or recommendation that's going to come through. Even an author, someone who does write. Treasure. Oh, Lord. Death. Ha! Scorpio energy. Remember we were talking about dying and coming back? Right. So, death, transformation, metamorphosis, endings that lead to new beginnings. Did we not see that child standing on top of that, caught in the ruins, that prison, right? Victorious, then picked up by an eagle. Talking about transformation, metamorphosis, something ending, so something new can beginning, something new can begin. Right? Turning around and picking up that treasure. It's just about allowing yourself to see it. But first you got to literally stand on the ruins, right? Of what you thought your life was going to be, or some sort of like safety net that you've been clinging on to or enjoying in some type of way. This is going to involve you switching it up in some way, shape, or form. That is for sure. For sure. Okay. Akashic Library. Wow. On the bottom, Hermit. We talked about him right here. Virgo energy. Okay. So with the Akashic Library, we have the Five of Wands. So 5 is the number of change, right? So that makes sense. Remember, the wands rule the realm of the actions that we do or do not take around the work that we love to do, and or the interpersonal relationships that fuel us and inspire us, right? 5 of Wands, this is not the vibe. This is not a great energy. This is push and pull. This is competition. This is doing things the hard way, right? Do you remember what we talked about with the Akashic Library of, do you want to like do it the same way? Do you want to relearn these lessons? Do you just want to save it to the next lifetime? Or do you want to switch it up and do the scary thing now that's going to lead to a big payoff later? Meaning, no, I'm not going to take that safe job, mom and dad, just for like a random example. I'm not going to take that safe job. I will not end up penniless, but I really need to follow my passion in this other direction because I'm not willing to have all the money in the world but be dead inside. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to play it safe to the point where I feel unhappy or I feel like I didn't do what I came here to do. Because even if I risk it all and lose it all, at least I know that I went for it and I don't have to regret it now. And I can always recoup what I've lost in some way, shape, or form. As long as taking that risk is divinely inspired, that's not going to happen anyway. Things like that, shattering tower moments like that happen when we make choices from a place of fear or ego, not when we're doing it from divine inspiration, which speaks of, an inner quiet and knowing and a faith and belief that is love born. Not energy like, you got to do this now, or go for it, it'll be fine, or go for it. Yeah. It's like that loud, frantic, rushing energy. That's the ego, right? That's not what we're talking about here, but it's interesting because we're talking about, this inner conflict, this turmoil, this competition, this struggle, right, in the Akashic Library. And I feel like this dude is sitting here, like, I feel like this is your spirit guide, Taurus. I feel like this is your spirit guide looking at you going, hey, by the way, your spirit guide doesn't have any pony in this race, does not care what you choose to do or not to do. Complete and total acceptance, unconditional acceptance. Spirit completely accepts you no matter what you do. Back to that eagle energy, right? But there is this aspect of this where you have this invitation, especially with this new world that we are steadily moving into. You have the opportunity to say and go, hey, let me really look at, when in doubt, tune into your feelings. How do you feel? The head can get in the way. The head can steer you wrong. Your feelings never will. How do you feel? How do you feel? Right? And then go from there. That is the best diagnostic you can possibly take. But that's the thing too, it can be very difficult when you've had a certain idea of the way that your life was going to go, or a certain career that you got 3 degrees in and you really thought that that was going to be, it can be very difficult to acknowledge like, hey, that's not the path now moving forward. I don't feel it. I don't resonate with it anymore. Who you are now is not who you were. Right? Especially after the past like couple of years. So really taking the time to consider that and investigate your soul purpose. I'm not going to lie to you. That is some advanced grad school level soul work. But you seeing this right now, if you're resonating with this, you can absolutely do this, which does mean that you are at that level of grad school level soul work. You're being invited to go big before you go home. Go big before you go home. That's what it is, right? Light of the world. God, I totally, it can be difficult, guys. It really can be. I totally get that. It can be scary to kind of go, ooh, what I thought it was going to be is not what it is, right? But that's what it is. So we got Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So let's talk about this. This is to clarify the light of the world. So I'm going to hold her up in the upright for the sake of the visual. The Queen of Pentacles, now this is you guys in your feminine form. Now, Queen of Pentacles is so brilliant because we're talking about finance and desire, right? Queen of Pentacles is brilliant. She's not wealthy because she's, got fat stacks in her bank account. She is wealthy because everywhere she looks, she sees gold. So her wealth lies in her perspective, not in her material belongings. Which is really interesting here because when she's in reverse, you're being asked to take another look at your situation and reframe it for purpose of what you had to be grateful for and all of the resources at your disposal that you may not be taking advantage of. But you have a lot more resources than you're aware of, which is also mirrored with the treasure and death because the condor is also about, repurposing the guts of the animals that nobody else wants and repurposing that for nourishment, right? You have a lot more resources at your disposal. You have a lot more help. You have a lot more inspiration. You have a lot more ABCXYZ than you're aware of. But I have to tell you something. Why do I feel like this is such a direct line to spirit and that you have this ability during this time, right? I even feel like it's for the month, actually. During this time in particular, I'll say you always have it, but during this time in particular, you have an ability through meditation, through stillness, through automatic writing, through mindfulness, to get a direct line on what it is that your soul is calling you to do, see, be aware of, and consider. But do you see how she has her eyes closed? And then this is in the reverse. And then he's looking down here at the cat like, should I answer the door? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm hearing if you so choose to accept this mission, take the time to really investigate what this could be for you. Okay? There's something about it. There's something about it. Let's get an article. I'm feeling this one. It's really something else. Good Lord. Okay. Oracle for Taurus. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. I like her too. Look at this one. Okay. The Web Weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Now I want to point something out here. We got a lantern and the treasure key with the lantern and then the glowing chest. All top row, by the way. Then we got this flickering candle underneath this beautiful chandelier. we got fire burning in the fireplace and then the fire from the lantern here. Now we got these little fairy sprites and this little glowing orb of truth lasso, aka Wonder Woman, that this woman is holding. The light. Light is a huge part of this. Light, illumination, knowing, inspiration, okay? Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Did I not say that with this book situation that it would be recommended, that it would show up through, different means? What I was going to say with that direct line to spirit is that's how spirit communicates as well, through synchronicity. Divine intelligence is that eagle, is you tapping in and going, okay, I want this wheel of fortune to move in my favor. Like, what do you got for me? I'm telling you, the line is open. All you got to do is dial in. That's what it is. Cause and effect, the web weaver. The web weaver speaks of the actions that you do now having long reaching effects, right? I'm also getting I'm getting a certain, because it's, I always think of the spider energy with this, which is very 10 of Pentacles, which is very family. So I'm also getting a link to this. If you have children around you or you have children, they see everything. They see absolutely everything. I feel like but again, it doesn't have to be children. This could be your parents. But this could be people around you that are watching what you do, and you doing this, you being brave in this way, you being willing to tap into this information with an open mind and heart, and really following through and asking the all-important question of what am I here to do? That is inspiring. That is inspiring. And I feel like there could be breaking of family karma, because I saw that opening prison with Caught in the Runes, right? This is going to drive me nuts. Can I find that card? I'm going to look for it here and see if I can show it to you while I talk, because it's really in my mind's eye. But there could be an aspect of, breaking family karma in terms of like, this is what's most important. This is how you find success. And then we end up passing that down to our children. And it's something that, in terms of like inherited family belief systems, that can go on for generations and generations and generations until somebody steps up and does something differently. Oh, here we go. I got it. This one. This is what I keep saying. Caught in the Runes. This is what I saw in your opening meditation. So what I saw was you guys as a child standing on top of this and like marching back and forth, and then they, like yay, like in victory. And then I saw the eagle swoop in, and you're flying right there. You're breaking out of this. This is so much bigger than you. Is my point. This is so much bigger than you. All right, my beautiful Taurus, I will leave it there. I feel like that's enough to take in for now. I am sending you so many blessings and love. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love reading your comments. Let me know how y'all are doing. Very happy beginning of your birthday season. I'm sending you so many birthday wishes and blessings. It makes sense that this is happening during your birthday season, time of your birth, where you're really in a time of contemplation and reflection. And just thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, and most of all, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.